Imagine a perfect society where everything seems to be working fine, when all of a sudden, chaos and fear become the order of the day. You see, the World Economic Forum, a major player in the global economic scene, has launched a new blueprint that could change the entire trajectory of humanity forever. Sit back and relax as we explore the captivating tale of power, manipulation, and the birth of a new universal currency, the CBDCs. While the WEF plays a crucial role in the global economic scene, have you ever wondered if their intentions are as pure as they say it to be? Imagine living in a society where fiat becomes a relic from the past, or a world where every financial transaction is tracked, controlled, and monitored by a single agency. Well, this is the world that the WEF envisions, and it plans to achieve that through the implementation of CBDCs. But just how powerful is the WEF? And how could they play a critical role in influencing the implementation of CBDCs? Well, let's dig into the rabbit hole to find out. You see, the World Economic Forum regularly collaborates with governments and top agencies around the globe. They play a pivotal role in global economic policies and advise on issues that have far-reaching consequences. During its annual meetings in Davos, Switzerland, the World Economic Forum attracts well over 3,000 participants, including prominent personalities, CEOs of Fortune 500 companies, and notable figures from various industries. Without mincing words, the World Economic Forum has become an elevated platform for discussing and collaborating on issues that can remarkably impact the global economic landscape. Now, the million-dollar question is, why would the WEF want to control humanity using CBDCs? Well, it's pretty simple. For the WEF, it's all about exerting influence, controlling the narratives, and holding the key to centralization. If stats are anything to go by, then it's easy to see the power play involved here. Recent studies suggest that the global market for digital payment, which was valued at only $10.2 trillion in 2016, is projected to reach a whopping $19.6 trillion by 2026. With this staggering money flowing through CBDCs, it's easy to see why the WEF wants to amass unparalleled control and surveillance. Now, you might be asking what governments and corporate agencies stand to gain from their unholy alliance with the World Economic Forum. Well, let's look at things more critically, shall we? For most governments around the world, the goal is to have firm control over the monetary system. Even though most governments claim the move will bring about transparency, we know it is just a smokescreen to continue their surveillance over their citizens. For corporate agencies, the partnership with WEF will allow them to gain unprecedented power and money. For them, the thrill of having absolute control over people's financial lives is what fuels their passion. But before we delve any further, let's quickly look at the rise of CBDCs. For those just hearing about this for the first time, it will interest you to know that Central Bank Digital Currencies, or CBDCs for short, represent the digital forms of a country's legal tender. These digital currencies are specially designed to provide a robust, more efficient and secure medium of exchange. They have become increasingly popular with the crypto revolution sweeping through the financial sector. Today, many countries, including the likes of China, Sweden and the Bahamas, have begun experimenting with the idea of CBDCs. According to stats, nearly 80% of central banks globally have either started experimenting or researching CBDCs and the benefits they offer. The Bank for International Settlements, for instance, predicts that nearly 1/5 of the world's population will have unlimited access to CBDCs within the next couple of years. Given such audacious statistics, we are sure you might be wondering why we have seen an issue with the World Economic Forum's attempt to control CBDCs. Well, you see, we don't have any issues with CBDCs. Make no mistake about it, CBDCs aren't bad. As a matter of fact, they offer so many potential benefits you won't get with traditional currencies. For starters, the improved efficiency and financial inclusion that CBDCs offer have made them a beacon of hope, especially in our highly evolving financial landscape. With CBDCs, transactions are poised to become more secure, faster and cheaper. More so, it provides an alternative option to those marginalized by the traditional banking system, providing them a place at the economic table. But despite all the many perks that CBDCs offer, is it honestly worth surrendering our autonomy and freedom for? Experts believe that with the implementation of CBDCs and the growing partnerships between the WEF and governments, it is only a matter of time before the agency strengthens its web of control over humanity. And here is how all of that could play out. With programmable digital currencies such as CBDCs, the World Economic Forum will have unchecked power to extort financial punishments on individuals who criticize the organization or go against their desired objectives. Imagine a scenario where the WEF, in partnership with governments and other corporate agencies, freeze the accounts of dissidents or individuals who resist their influence and control. Scary, right? Well, that's what could become our reality with the WEF strongly controlling CBDCs. Let's ask you this question. Do you want a future where the government decides where you can travel to, what you can buy with your hard-earned money, and what thoughts you're allowed to express? We are sure nobody wants that. Many critics believe that the World Economic Forum is hiding behind the facade of economic stability and progress to achieve its ulterior motive of amassing unprecedented power. But we must fight against the actualization of such objectives. We don't want a society where we have to give up our privacy and financial autonomy in the guise of enjoying social freedom. We want a society where whistleblowers and dissenters have the freedom to challenge the status quo and expose corruption. Unfortunately, the unholy alliance between the WEF, governments and corporations means that should the WEF achieve its objective of implementing CBDCs, it could deploy a few keystrokes to freeze the assets of dissenters, leaving them financially incapacitated to support themselves. Imagine a world where your financial privacy, which was once a fundamental right, becomes a thing of the past. That could eventually become the norm, with the WEF dictating how things should work. Always remember that any organization that controls the currency has absolute power over humanity. What's even scarier is that the alliance between governments and the WEF will breed fertile ground for wealth consolidation among elites. Should that ever happen, small businesses and entrepreneurs will suffer the most as the system is intentionally designed to favor the elites. Not just that, you can also expect the gap between the poor and the rich to widen. In case you're still in the dark, it will interest you to know that programmable digital currencies, such as the CBDCs, have a dark side of control that the WEF could exploit. Individuals considered inconsequential or undesirable could be financially incapacitated, resulting in devastating consequences. When you look at CBDCs at the surface level, they seem promising. More so, supporters of CBDCs argue that this brilliant technology has the potential to dramatically revolutionize financial transactions. With CBDCs becoming broadly accepted, it could bring about greater financial inclusion, especially for the unbanked. We are sure we all want a society where economic empowerment becomes the order of the day, while poverty becomes a thing of the past. Well, with CBDCs, we can achieve that. However, when you investigate further, you'll unravel a more sinister narrative. You see, CBDCs are merely a tool for the World Economic Forum to solidify their grip on power and control over the masses. The organization believes that by digitalizing money, it will be able to track every transaction we make, breaching our privacy and freedom. Do we honestly want to trade our autonomy for the purported convenience that CBDCs offer? While we don't want to sound like fearmongers, it's important that you know that allowing the WEF to wield so much power will birth a global monetary system, where the power to manipulate currencies rests in the hands of select organizations. Although we have nothing against CBDCs, we must carefully navigate the thin line between embracing technological advancements and preserving our individual liberties. In times like this, you can't remain on the fence. You need to take a stand. Always stay informed and challenge the status quo, especially when you think something isn't right. Even though the WEF plays a critical role in the global economic landscape, no organization or agency should be able to wield the level of control that silences dissent and exert complete financial control. We hope this never becomes our reality. Until next time, remember that the power to shape our future lies in your hand. Guard it diligently and remember to always dream big.